Hey guys, welcome back on my channel. My name is Chris and today we are going to take a little stroll down the river and do some rant. I know I will probably not make a lot of friends because I'm going to rant about this book, but guys, oh my god. I finished every day yesterday and I really need to talk about it, like ASAP, you know? So, here we go. But first, let me tell you a little bit of a backstory. When the movie was about to hit the movie theaters, I saw the trailer and I was like, hey, that doesn't look so bad. That looks like it could actually be interesting and fun and you know. And around the same time, I actually saw this book lying in a bookstore. And I was like, oh, hey, that's the book for the movie where, the trailer looks kind of good. And I mean, the book is always better than the movie, right? Yeah, well, probably wrong. I mean, I did not watch the movie yet. I did watch like a little run through on YouTube yesterday, but it just, guys, it just really wasn't for me. But the book definitely wasn't for me. I mean, it's Everyday by David Leviathan, and the premises sounds great. Like every day a different body, every day a different life. Every day in love with the same girl. I do like the concept of this whole traveling thing, like every day a new life, every day a new body. That's something interesting. I also like the fact that the character which we are following just calls itself A. And A is neither female or male. It's like gender neutral. And I also love the fact that A does not prefer a gender. A actually is like, well, I'm falling in love with the person and not the gender. All those things sound great. But there are some tropes in here that I really did not like. One of them is instant love. I do not like instant love, especially not on page 9. Guys, on page 15, A was like, no one is ever gonna love her like me. I was like, what? What? You just met this girl like an hour ago, or not even an hour ago, like 20 minutes ago, and you're already in love and know that. How do you want to know? I mean, you don't know her, you don't know her life, you don't know the people in it. What? And after that day, A starts. Well, first, A can't stop thinking about Rihanna, the girl she fell in love with. And A starts to more or less kidnap the bodies which are hosting it for the day and start stalking Rihanna in a romantic way where A just shows up in other people's bodies and makes up lies who he is or who she is and where they're coming from and what they are doing there, and it's all pretty much based on lies, especially at the beginning. And later on there are, guys, I forgot, I'm so sorry, big spoilers ahead, but big spoilers ahead. So at some point he tells her, I'm the truth, but not the whole truth. He does not tell her that A was in a guy's body which she met and didn't make it back home before midnight. And midnight is always the time A is like jumps. If A is not asleep, then it's very, very uncomfy, I would say. But if it is asleep, you know, it's okay. But this time, he didn't make it home in Nathan's body, and he just parked on the side of a road halfway home and closed his eyes and let the poor guy be woken up by police, believing he was possessed by a devil for a day. And I mean, that poor kid, really. I mean, he's a bit crazy. He goes a bit like very religious, but you guys, what are we thinking? I mean, the A's own rule is not to disrupt the people's lives. In which bodies is it? It is for a day. And he just meets that girl, and after 10 minutes he's like, oh, screw that, I'm breaking all the rules which are there for a good reason, but I'm breaking them because I'm in love. No, you just, what? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. Why would you do that? Seriously. And I mean, okay, let's talk about the ending. I'm not going to talk a lot about the creepy pastor or reverend. It was a reverend, in which seems like was someone like A, but that person could make it permanent, like make it last for weeks or stuff like that. And I don't know, it was very confusing, and was in the end it was like, you know, it didn't matter. But yeah, the ending goes, after Rihanna makes the very conscious decision to say, like, you know, this is not going to work. Yes, I know, and yes, I love you, but I can't love every person you're in the same. I can't be with you. I will never have a future with you because every day you're someone else. Every day, you know, everything is different, and it's just, she couldn't do it. And I get that. You know, it's like, yes, she loves A, but it's so complicated. And I mean, they're like 16. And it's complicated at that age. What would you think when they're grown up and like A is coming home every day in a different body, or what? Yeah, I don't see that really happen. Yeah, no, not really. So after that, A makes a call at some point when she is in Alex's body, and A is like, yeah, well, Alex is a good kid. He's a good guy. Like, kind of like thinking, yeah, I try to be like Alex. You know, I that's who I would want to be, like who I would like to be. If I had a chance, I would live my life like he does, or at least try to live my life like he does. And Alex does sound like a great guy. Don't get me wrong, he does. I would take him in a heartbeat. And A is like, Rihanna, could we meet for one last time, you know? And she goes, yeah, well, okay, because a part of her misses A, but the rest of her is like, well, maybe this isn't a good idea. But she stays. They meet up and she stays. She's going for the ride, and A is like, let's pretend this is our first date ever. So they do, and at the end of the day, A tells her everything, and at the end, A says, yeah, well, but, you know, more or less like, here's your new boyfriend. Alex is a great guy. He will love you, you will love him. What? You can't just make that decision for either of them, like, oh yeah, he's cool, she's great, maybe they will click. You can't do that. You can't make a decision like that for someone. Why would you even think that? Like, honestly, the only thing I really got was like that A was really like leaving, because A has like a radius for like not like 4 hours more or less, like, you know, like distance wise. They were like, I don't know what it was, like in a movie, I think 20 miles or something. And if A leaves in an airplane in the morning and jumps the next day, and the person he's in is not going back to the place where he came from, you know, A is practically stuck wherever A is at the moment where the body went. So it's like not like jumping all over the country, it's more like jumping all over towns. So in the end, A decides, I really have to get away from her, from Rihanna, or I will always keep up missing her life because I just can't stop loving her. And A starts kidnapping a body again. And just the last part is like very, very short, and it's like, let me just see if I can find it. It just made me so angry. Here, day 6034. I wake up 2 hours away in the body of a girl named Katie. Katie doesn't know it, but today she's going far away from here. It will be a total disruption to her routine, a complete twist in the way her life is supposed to go, but she has the luxury of time to smooth it out. Over the course of her life, this day will be a slight, barely noticeable aberration. But for me, it is a change of tide. For me, it is the start of a present that has both a past and a future. For the first time in my life, I run. The end. I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. Besides, I gave this like 2 stars because of a few things, like I've said at the beginning, I liked. But overall, I didn't. I really didn't. I'm going to part with this book sooner than later. And I will definitely not read the next one, which is just the whole story out of Rihanna's point of view. And I know a lot of people love this book, but honestly, I didn't. Yes, there was a great variety of diversity. Like, I think it was a girl, born as a girl, but actually it's a boy inside, like a boy born in a girl's body. And that was really interesting. And like gay people, and A tells about being in the body of a blind girl once, and all of that. And that's really interesting. But besides that, it's just like I've said, it's like stalking, instant love, rule breaking on a level that's absolutely not okay, and kidnapping the bodies which A is living in for a day. Yeah, I think we can establish I did not like this book. And disclaimer, I know this should be in the beginning of the video, but here's a little disclaimer. If you love this book, that's great. Amazing that you love this book. But it does not mean that I have to love it as well. And just because I didn't like it does not mean you are not allowed to like it. So it's just my opinion. You have yours, I have mine. It's not meant to be offensive against anyone. Not against the author or the reader, especially not the author, because the author made this time and wrote this novel and at least one more about this. And like I've said, there are some really good things in it that I enjoyed as well, but overall it just was not my cup of tea. So, you know, sometimes you have to rant about something and sometimes you don't. I promise my next review will be lighter. I promise. I actually have a plan for my next review already. It will not be a rant, it will be a review. And I am looking very forward to talk about it, but it will be a German one. So, you know, just mixing it up a little bit from time to time. Anyway, that's it from me for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe or put on that little bell icon, whatever you want or don't want. And I see you next time. Bye!